A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey is a romantic fantasy film, and it stars Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell. And as this and when I saw the trailer, and I thought to myself, it seems like these two it seemed like I was watching the trailer and I was thinking to myself, oh, it looks like, I'm gonna be it looks like it's a very emotional. It's going to be a very emotional, like tug at your heartstrings type of film. A trip down memory lane. It's something I always thought about. It's always thought about. Like I'm not like as I go older and older, sometimes I always think about my past. And there are some highs, but there's also some lows in my past. I mean, we're all humans. We have days, we have positive days, we have negative days. And it makes us, and it shapes the person that we are today. And like I said, I watched the trailer and I was thinking to myself, I'm going to be crying. And I'm going to be crying a lot in this movie. And I was like, I didn't cry, but I was very heavily emotional. I was very heavily emotional when it comes to this film. And when I left the film, that's what I took away from. I thought both, Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie, both of them were. I mean, it's Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie. Like they bring their A game. These are extraordinary actors. I don't need to talk about their performances. I don't need to talk about their performances or what they brought into this movie because they are extraordinary. So we're gonna get that out of the way. um, they both brought so much to this movie. I love the emotional aspect to this movie, and I love the performances given by both Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie. They both, you know, they made, the story, and story was very heartfelt. It did hit me a bit in the heart, a couple times. I won't lie. Unfortunately, yes, there is an unfortunately coming along. I felt like the concept of it all. I felt like the concept of this concept, this blend between these tones or genres, whatever you want to go with, was very uneven. It was an uneven blend of like just introspective drama and high with like this high concept fantasy, and I don't know what the movie was going with. It was like it felt like a seesaw. It felt like a broken seesaw. I don't know which side. It wasn't equal. It was just like going back and forth. It was just tiptoeing on each ends. um I felt like the story wasn't too strong. It was I was a bit lost. I was a bit lost within the story of the film, within the story, because it just doesn't quite work as the way it was attended by the writers. Um, and there's a lot of, talkative dialogue given by so many characters, especially our two main actors, and it's very slow. It's a very slow, and by slow I mean like it is like I mean like the pacing. The pacing is very slow, and there's a lot of like talkative, just a lot of talking, too much talking in this movie. um too much talking and not enough exploring, from what the trailer what I thought the trailer would have, was actually going to offer us, Um, but I felt like the movie was too solemn to have fun with its high concept, and but for its, wistful themes to resonate. Um, but I just the movie is called the title of the movie is A Big Bold Beautiful Journey. Doesn't not really. It doesn't really quite live up to the title. And, it doesn't really quite live up to the title as it was meant to be. Because like I said, like it's very slow. Like this movie is very slow. Like I'm like, when is this journey? When is this big, bold, beautiful journey about to begin? It takes a long time to get there. It never quite, like I said, yeah, because of that, it just doesn't live up quite to its title. But like I said, like the only two actors, like Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell are the only two actors. Their performances are the only thing that is keeping me from like walking out of the movie theaters. But yeah, a huge big issue. This is just I can't believe they did this, but I gotta point it out. This film contains a shitload of Burger King product placement. Burger King must have paid whatever distribution company, let me see, Sony. They must have paid Sony like some big golden dollars to put their fast food restaurant chain in this film. There's a shitload of product placement from Burger King, and it was so every time I saw that every time I saw like a Burger King product placement, I was just shaking my head, like disappointed and just cringing at the fact that they actually put this here. That Sony and Burger King, like they agreed with this, and they were like, let's do it. Like they shook hands and let's do it. But anyway, yeah, I cannot. That was just embarrassing and humiliating. But it did make me crave for some Burger King, which I didn't go to Burger King. There's no Burger King. I don't think that no. I moved, so there's no Burger King near my local. Well, both my local house and my local movie theater that I go to watch these films. So yeah, I had to skip that out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, this movie, like Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell are the only two actors that are keeping me glued to my seat because the rest of the story and it's just very lackluster. It's very slow, so much dialogue, and it just doesn't really live up to its title. Like I said, like when is this supposed journey about to begin? But anyway, um, that's all I have to say for this film, A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. Thank you, everyone, for taking time to listen to my review, my thoughts. Please like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe because that would help me and my YouTube channel out a lot. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking time to listen to my thoughts. And I will see you in my next video. Peace.